Hey Sterile Processing Professionals, Brandon the Sterile Guy here, and we are deep into my favorite month of October. The leaves have started falling, the days are getting shorter, and the nights are getting darker. The closer we get to Hallows Eve, the stranger the noises you begin to hear in the middle of the night in your house. In the spirit of Halloween, I thought I'd make this a special video and bring in a co-host to count down the 10 scariest surgical instruments. Everyone meet Bonjamin. Get it? Bonjamin? I know, you were thinking about a real live host, but I just had nobody to bring on.
Wow, killer material. You write these jokes or just dig them up?
On that note, we better speed this along before this guy gets under my skin. Come with me as we enter the hospital of terror. Lay down and relax on my table of wonders. Scary instrument number 10. From the specialty of ortho comes the cheese grater of the operating room, turning acetabulums into nasty mush. The acetabular reamer. These circular cheese grater looking instruments are mounted on power drills to reshape the acetabulum to prep for new hardware, creating a total hip replacement. If you've worked in decon, you've probably come across these full of nasty, bloody scraps of bone. Yuck. Scary instrument number 9. Coming to you from the depths of GYN. Not sure depths was the right term to use. Oh well. As if speculums weren't awful enough, why not utilize the Graves weighted speculum? If you're going to have really uncomfortable metal speculums stuck in your hoo-ha, why not add 5 pounds to it as well? Were these created by a man? There's no way a woman created this instrument. Scary instrument number 8. Let's jump back to ortho in that total hip procedure. It's not just good enough to cut the femoral head off the femur. We need to first drive a corkscrew into it, making sure we get a gory, solid grip. Ouchie! Scary instrument number 7. Picture the scene. We gotta get to the heart, but the power sternum drill isn't working. Oh no. Whatever are we going to do?
I have an idea. I just need a weird looking knife and a hammer.
Okay. That's pretty gruesome. Can you imagine the mind of people that dream up instruments like this? Sickos. Scary instrument number 6. If you are a Marvel fan, some of you might really like the Hulk. Strong, unpredictable, causes a lot of damage. Not exactly the name I would use for an instrument in GYN. Say hello to the Hulka tenaculum. This nasty instrument is made to clamp onto the cervix and be used to manipulate the cervix around. Ouch. That's gonna hurt when you wake up. Scary instrument number 5. How can I keep your head as still as possible while I navigate inside your brain? I want it to be primitive, medieval in nature, if possible. The Mayfield skull clamp. I've seen procedures done with the patient awake in these contraptions, and it's the weirdest thing. Can you imagine having spikes screwed into your skull as the surgeon decides to just dig around in your brain? Yikes. Now it's time to take a dark turn and enter the Hall of Horrors, where we'll examine our last 4 torture devices. I mean surgical instruments. Scary instrument number 4. From the days of the Civil War, when anesthesia was some whiskey and a hammer. I don't think you'll be needing that leg anymore. The trusty old amputation saw. Believe it or not, this saw is still frequently used today. A lot of times, doctors will use power equipment, but I've been in many general surgery cases with surgeons who don't regularly use power tools, so they stick to the basics, using this tried and true limb cutter. The sound inside the OR is surreal. Now, speaking of amputation, moving into scary instrument number 3. Amputating a limb using this instrument feels like a scene out of Saw, with it being the only means of escape to literally saw your own foot off. This instrument is often used to connect the dots in brain surgery, meaning a surgeon will drill multiple burr holes into the skull and then use the giggly saw to cut the skull between the holes, creating a bone flap. Yikes. Scary instrument number 2. This one was always scary to me, maybe because I am absolutely afraid of spiders. Ugh, disgusting. Freaks of nature. The Da Vinci robot. Can you imagine as a patient being nervous for your procedure and being wheeled into a room, looking straight at a machine with multiple arms ready to stab you in your belly? You might see this when you look at the Da Vinci robot, but I always see this. Ugh. That's 9 scary instruments down. It's been treacherous, but thanks for staying with me through this list of 10 scariest surgical instruments. And now it is time for the scariest of them all, the worst instrument ever to be brought into an operating room, creating terrors and screams heard all over the world. The ultimate freak show, raising your pulse and creating uncontrolled nervous system dysregulation at its very sight. Behold. Behold. Behold the dirty instrument. There's nothing worse or more scary than having dirty instruments in your surgical procedure. Almost guaranteed infection or even possible death. Wow, that was a pretty drastic transition there. Well, I hope you enjoyed this top 10 scariest instruments video. Any future videos you want to see, please put those in the comments down below. And thanks to Bonjamin for helping me host.
Subscribe, or I'll have a bone to pick with you.
Well, you heard him. And as always, I will catch you in the next video.